Welcome. Titan provides us with a variety of distribution methods. Distribution methods include report, list view, object, automation, and external. Let's go over the different methods. The report method uses a pre-existing Salesforce report, so we can distribute surveys to the required respondents. No need to waste time configuring conditions to determine who will be taking the survey. All we need to do is select a report that includes the intended recipients in Titan. We can distribute our survey to a filtered list of users. The list is managed in our Salesforce instance. The conditions that we use to filter records on the list view will automatically apply to the survey distribution, expediting the configuration process. A third option is to distribute surveys from Salesforce objects. We can write conditions based on Salesforce data to determine who will be taking the survey. This option will be covered in our advanced course. Salesforce real-time automation is fully supported by Titan Survey, allowing for dynamic and automatic distribution of surveys. This option will be covered in our advanced course. Trigger a flow or apex and call a Titan survey to fit any business logic needed. Finally, we generate a survey link which gives us the flexibility to publish surveys however we need. Using this link, surveys can be distributed through third-party email services like Gmail or MailChimp. This sends surveys to anonymous or identified end users and relates their responses to a Salesforce record. The distribution type we choose directly impacts the rest of the steps. Our lesson will focus on the report and list view options specifically. Next, let's learn about distribution configuration. By using the Select the Object in Salesforce drop-down, we can select a contact to identify our respondents. Choose the record ID from the drop-down list to select the ID of an object. The record ID is a mandatory field that determines the record that survey responses will be attached to. Select the List View option from the drop-down list. This is the list view with its specific filters linked to the object we selected in the previous step. Using the Salesforce report drop-down list, we can choose which report will be used to determine the distribution list. The next two configuration options are for the external distribution method only. We can choose between anonymous users, which means anyone can respond to the survey, or identified users, which will relate survey responses to a Salesforce record. Now, let's choose our method. Click on the Mail option and click on the Next button. We have two options using an email template that is populated using the drop-downs provided. The Choose Email field is an important field as it determines who the survey will be sent to. Without configuring this field, our surveys won't be distributed. Or creating a custom email. This allows us to type a subject and create the body of the email. It is vital for us to include the FT web survey URL inside the email body to ensure respondents can access the survey. The custom email option will include this by default. If we choose to use an email template, we would manually need to include the FT web survey URL. It's time for us to configure the email. Titan offers a useful test email feature. We just need to enter our email address in the provided field and click the Send Test Email button. Finally, it's time to send the survey. First, we type the email address of the survey results recipient in the field. Add a comment to the field. This comment will display in Salesforce under Survey Distribution. We can choose when we want to send the mail on a scheduled date, where we can pick the date and time, or send the survey now. To summarize, we can choose between different distribution types. Depending on our chosen type, we will set the configuration to the relevant Salesforce fields. In the email method, choose between an email template or create a custom email. We can send a test email to check our configuration. We can send the survey or choose a distribution date and time. In the next lesson, we will summarize what we have learned in this chapter.